Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and a fascinating idea today from a new constructor again, same as yesterday, Niels Leder today, and he's come up with no divisor Sudoku. I'm really looking forward to giving this a go. Looks absolutely fascinating, and looking forward to trying it. So we'll get to that in a moment. Let's concentrate on the apps. So we've got updates out recently for the Thermo and the Killer app, and there is one coming out soon for the Arrow app as well. So loads of new puzzles basically that you can try even if you've already bought the apps before. There's loads of puzzles. If you haven't, there's more on them now than there were before. Give it a try. They're on the links under the video. You can use Sven's SUDOKU pad as well. That's also linked under the video, and our Patreon page where Simon has now posted his his solve of Fistnerfell has gone on the main channel now, but also there is more content on nothing important on Patreon as well, so do check it all out. Loads going on the channel as always. Yes, Simon did another fascinating puzzle that's on Patreon. So loads going on as always everywhere around the channel. Thank you to the people who were very polite about my lapse on Wordle a day or two ago, but there we go. I did get it in the end. And thanks always to the commenters who are very kind almost all the time, and we are very grateful for that. It's a lovely community. Anyway, one of the community is Niels, and he sent in this no divisor Sudoku. It's a very simple rule set. I was going to say it's odd that it hasn't been used before, but I think some version of it has, although there's one variant this time. Normal Sudoku rules apply. No digit can be orthogonally adjacent with one of its divisors apart from one. So you need to know a bit of maths and a bit of geometry for this. So orthogonally adjacent means touching at an edge. So those two cells are orthogonally adjacent. Those two aren't. They're diagonally adjacent. Now, a divisor is just a number that goes into another number, leaving an integer. So 6, it says, cannot touch a 2 or a 3. So none of those cells can be 2 or 3 as a result of that rule, because 2 and 3 go into 6. That's how we expressed it. So none of those, let's add another one. None of those can be a 3 because they're touching a 9. However, they could all, well, apart from that one, they could be 1s, because 1s are exceptions. They're allowed to touch their divisors because they're trivial divisors. So there we go. Factors and divisors. The mathematicians amongst you will have no trouble thinking about this. I will probably maybe it makes me a mathematician that I will have trouble separating out the ones. I think I've done a type of puzzle that mentioned factors, but that always had a dot as joining any two factors. So you could kind of identify the ones quite quickly because they have to be factors with everything they touch. That's why they can't obey the rule in this puzzle. Anyway, do give it a try. I'm fascinated that there are clearly less than 17 given digits in this puzzle. What is it? 14. And yet that rule is enough to disambiguate all the white space that is here. I'm intrigued. I'm rather surprised that this is going to work, but I'm looking forward to giving it a go. Do try it on the link under the video. See how you find it. You'll be able to maybe judge from the length how hard I find it. And here we go. Let's get cracking. So, okay. How do we get cracking? I don't know. Right, that cell sees 2 and 6, 9, 1, 8, and 7. And it can't be 3 because it's next to 6. That's not the way to do it. Right, 2. 2 is an interesting number. We can ignore 1 because 1 is an exception. It's not having to obey the rule. 2, though, does. And 2 has 4 different multiples in this puzzle. So it can never be next to 8, 4, 6, or 8, 4, or 6. So all of these cells in box 1 cannot be 2. So 2 in box 1 is in one of those two. Then we know it can't be there, so it's in one of those two in column 3. Maybe this is a good way to go. So 4 can't be there or there, must be in one of those 3 cells. It's not quite as helpful. 4 also can't be there because it would be next to 2. So again, one of those 3. I'm looking up and down columns 1, 2, and 3 because they just seem a little bit more, well, certainly populated with even numbers. Right, now 6 can't be in either of these cells. I mean, that one obviously, because of that 6. But it can't be touching 2. So if 6 was there, you'd have 2 here. So now 6 can't be in any of those and must be in one of those 2 at the top. And that means one of those 2 is a 6. And now those 2 can't have a 2 in again. Maybe this is the sort of thing we have to do throughout, but okay, let's keep that can be 4, although it would force that to be 2. Where does 8 go in this box? Yes, 8 can't go in one of these 2 because the other one is a 2 and they mustn't be next to each other. 8 can't go there for Sudoku reasons. It also can't go in either of those for the rule because of that 4 and that 2. So I think that has to be 8. Let me just check. 8, 2 is in one of those, so 8 can't be there. It can't be there, there. Yeah, that's 8 in box 4. And that means 4 can't now be next to it. So 4 is there, and 2 can't be next to that, and we've actually got a start. That's not 4. So 8 can't be there or there. 8 is in one of those 3. 8 is looking at that 2. So we get a 2 there, and now we can place 6 as well. So yeah, the rule really does work. That's absolutely fascinating. Now, 2 can't be there by Sudoku, but it also can't be in those 2 because of the rule. That would be a 2-6 pair. So 2 now must be up in the top 3 of box 3. And then it's in one of those 2. You see, the mathematician in me doesn't want to put it next to the 1, but 1 is an exception. I have to try and remember that. Now, here, look, 3 can't go next to 6 or 9, so we can place 3. 1, 5, and 7 are useless numbers. 1 because it's exempt, and 5 and 7 because they have no Sudoku factors. So it's just going to be the given 1s, 5s, and 7s that disambiguate those. If you had a puzzle like this, but you weren't given any 1s, 5s, or 7s, it would be impossible to solve because you'd never know which of those was which. The rule won't affect them. Now, 3, though, does get affected, and it's a bit harder to spot. Right, those can't be 3 by Sudoku, and that because it's next to 9. So 3 is going in one of those 2, and therefore one of these 2. Oh, look, 8 can't go there or there either in row 7, and it can't go there by the rule, so 8's in one of those 2. Yeah, it's really strange. You don't know quite how to look around the puzzle after you get something in this one. 4, 3. Okay, where's 2 in the middle row? Yeah, that's good. It can't be next to 8, so we can put it in there. Then 2 is going to end up in one of those 3. Can't be there now, it's in one of those 2. This is a sort of interesting pattern sometimes because it means you can't put an even number in the crook of this little L because it would be touching a 2 in one of the positions, but I haven't seen an application for that yet. No, that can't be 7. So these are 9. They're from... have I really written 1, 5, and 7 in that with a given 1 and 7 in the row? I have, because I am a leading numptician. So that's a 5. That's a 1, 7 pair. This is now a 6, 9 pair. That sort of means 3 can't be in any of those cells. Is that interesting? No, but now I can see that 4 can't be in any of those cells because it mustn't be next to the 2. So 4's in one of those. 4 must be in one of those two. Now look, 8 can't be next to the 2, can't be next to the 4. But it can be next to the 6. Oh, that wasn't all that. 2's there. 3 can't be there or next to the 6. So up here, 3 is in one of those places, and then one of these two around the 1. Yeah, there's some, it could be 3. There's some number I'm just not using enough. I can feel that. Could be 6. Ah, 8 in this box can't be in those just by Sudoku, and it can't be there because of the 2. Oh, and it can't be there because of the 4. 8 is placed in box 6, and that resolves 4. Now, one of these two, no, that is 4, because it can't be next to 2 and it can't be next to 8. That doesn't affect the, that can't be 8 now. Wow, I mean, the pencil marking is absolutely vital, and yet it's quite hard to use it properly. Now, 8 can't be here because of the 2 that it would be next to. Actually, similarly, 2 can't be here because of the 8 it would be next to. So we can fill in 8 and 2 there, not in this row 3, column 5. So 8, 8, one of these is an 8. That's now a 6, 8 pair. Doesn't affect this quite. 6, 8, 1, 2, 4. 3 can't be there or there, or there. In fact, 3 can be placed in row 3, because it mustn't be next to the 6's, and that is seeing a 3 at the bottom of the grid. Very bad at scanning all the way down to the last row, as you probably know. Now, this can't be a 9 next to 3. Those can be. That's a really interesting puzzle. It's so strange how it operates. Now, that's not 6. This can't be 6 because it would be next to 3. So 6 is in one of these two cells, and that means this can't be 3 because it would be next to one of those positions for a 6. Wherever the 6 is, 3 would be next to it if it was there. So that gives us the 3. Why does my brain start looking at knight's moves now? This must have been sort of doing something similar to what knight's moves do. Don't know. Brain, behave. You're the brain that has made me into a leading numptician. Right, those can't be... What about 2 here? It's not there by Sudoku. They're not really affected by... Oh, there's a 2 as well, sorry. So 2 is confined to 2 cells here. 3 there. Oh, 2 cells in this box. Yeah, I should have focused on 2. That must be helpful. What are they doing there? I don't know. If that was a 2, this can't be 6, but so what? Right, we've also got that 4 or 6. This is 1 or 7, just by elimination. And therefore 5 in the box is placed. Good grief, didn't see that. 9, 7, almost all of row 3 is done. 9, 7, 2, 6, 8. That can't be 5. Oh, and it can't be 4. In fact, 4, which can't be next to 8, has to be in one of those 2 cells, and that fixes 4 in box 3, and that fixes the 6, 8 pair, because 4 can't be next to 8. Now we get an 8 down here in one of these 2. I was going to say 6 has to be in one of those, but it's not true. 3 could be in either place in that row. 4, 5, 1, 8, 6. 3 and 9 mustn't touch in this run of cells. Not that helpful. This is 1 or 3. And this is 1 or 5, just by elimination. Oh, this can't be 3. Yes, well, I've marked 3. So this is 4 or 5. Don't think I'm really getting anything done here. 1, 7, and 9 are the possibilities there. This one is 3, 7, or 9. I don't think I can rule out 3. Four. 4 can't be in those cells. If that was 8, it would push 4 here. That can't be 8. There's an 8 up there. What kind of marking was that? 8's in one of those. 4's on the opposite side. Oh, what am I missing now? Come on. Had a little good run there and it's petered out. 1, 8, 4, 2, 3. So 6. 6 can't be here next to a 2. So 6 is in one of those two. Same here. So it's in one of those two. 6 can't be there. It also can't be here because we said it would be next to a 2. But I think that leaves all of these. Is it 9, 3 as a pair? Oh, that can't be 3 because of that 9. It is. So that's where 3 goes in the box. One of those is a 3, so neither of them is a 9. And therefore 9 in the row is in one of these 3 places, one of those 2 actually, which means this is a 6. And that means this isn't a 2. Oh, it's fascinating how this just keeps bouncing on. Now, we've got 4 and 5 at the top and bottom of this, but that says that 2 in the bottom box is there. That means that's not a 2. Now 6 can't be in either of those cells because it would share them with a 2. It also can't be there. I'm going to pencil mark 3 places for 6. That can't be 6 anymore. Oh, in fact, this has become 9 and that's become 6. And that means that's not a 6. This can't be 3 because it would be touching a 6. So 3's over this side, not there. And that makes this a 3. And that makes one of these two a 3. And this pair has become a 1, 5 pair. So 7, this can't be 9 and it can't be 7. It is a naked 8. Then we have a 7 and 9 at the top and bottom. Now that 8, yes, that fixes this probably last 8 in the grid, I think it is. 5 has to be in one of these 2 cells, which doesn't really seem worth marking. 5's such a useless digit in this. 1, if it can't be there, it must be in one of these 2. 1 is even more of a useless digit, as I've been saying throughout. I don't think it's ever going to suddenly redeem itself today either. 8 there means that's not a 4. That's lovely. 5, 4. Now that 5 is trying to redeem itself. I've got a 5 in one of those. Now I get a 5 in one of these 2 along with 6. Because those are all ruled out by just ordinary Sudoku moves. So now we have 1, 2, 7, 9 here, but that's hardly useful. 8, 7, 2, 5, 3. This is 1 or 9. 9 can't be next to 3, nor can 6. So that's 1 or 4. In fact, 4 can't be there by Sudoku and can't be there because of the 2. So 4 is done. That becomes 4. This can't be 6 and never could be. It's right next to a 2. Dingbat. Right. That's 1 or 7. It really is a fascinating elimination puzzle, this. 5 or 9 there. I'm still not convinced these odd sort of digits and primes and ones are going to eliminate properly. I'm probably just missing something big. 1, 3 or 5 there. Let's get rid of the pencil marks. They're not very helpful. Now, 8, 6, 4, 1, 3, 5, 7. We need a 2 here. I don't think it's constrained. Okay, what about this? 1, 4, 9, 8, 5, 6. So that's not 9. 2, 3, and 7. That can't be 2 or 3. That is a naked 7. Can't be 2 because of that 4. So 2 gets placed in this box. Surely that's going to let us finish off 2s. They must all be done now. This becomes the 3 in box 3. Oh, that's fixing a lot of triples. Nice. 7, 9. That's a 1. That's a 7. That's a 7, 9 pair. No, we've got a 7 given down here. That becomes 9. That becomes 1. That fixes the 7, 1 in the box 4. That fixes 7, 9 in box 1. Lots of boxes are becoming completely complete, if I can use a total tautology. And some astonishing alliteration. Right, now I think we're nearly done. We get a 6, 9 pair here. That becomes a 1. I doubt that we're going to need the rule again. And just as I say that, I see an otherwise deadly pattern that is fixed by 2 being next to not 6, but 9. And there we go. That is a very interesting and intricate puzzle. Really clever, Nils. That's an... I don't know, it's a little bit... feels like a bit of a grind through the brain, like the cogs have to keep turning in a way that is probably very useful for you in terms of your mental sort of clockwork, but felt a bit of a struggle all the way through. I really enjoyed it, actually. Let's not mess around. That was fun. That's very clever. I'm pleased to have done it, and looking forward to probably some gas tomorrow, I would have thought, but we'll see. Thanks very much for following, as always, on Cracking the Cryptic. Do like and subscribe to the videos if you would be kind enough, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.